give up, then nothing gets better. But if God can motivate you to do what you got to do, everything gets better.
That's right.
Amen? And that's what I try to tell my daughter. So just pray for her, because right now she's discouraged. But God is still in charge, and God has given us hope. Now rejoice in it.
Right.
Amen? Rejoice in it. Patient in tribulation. That's another thing. That goes along with rejoicing in hope, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because you have to be patient in tribulation. You want it to happen yesterday, and it may not happen for a year. Amen. Be patient. Amen. Instant in prayer. Don't work it up, folks. It should be in you.
Yes.
I was laughing the other day. I got so frustrated. They leave enough on the questions for the show. They leave a space between each question so I can put in notes. I can put in scriptures and put in a little note. And they didn't leave room. There was no room though. So I got on my computer and I typed it all out. I put all the answers to the questions in there, and man, I'm all set. I go in to record it, and to copy it in my copy machine. For some reason, I couldn't get it to copy. 10 times. And I'm like, why don't anything ever work for me? I'm frustrated, folks. Everything is going on in my life, and now something simple like that will break you.
Yes.
Yeah. Put you right over the edge.
I was sharing with them in the green room the other day, and the host of the show is Samuel Hampton. He looked at me and said, "But you got it in you, don't you?" I said, "Yeah, I got it." And you know something? It was in me. When the questions was asked, I had the answers.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yes, you were good.
Patient in tribulation. Instant in season. Instant in prayer. Are you always ready? Are you always in a position to pray? Can you pray at any time is what I'm trying to ask you.
Yes.
You should have an attitude of prayer. You should be praying. Paul said, pray without ceasing. You should be praying always in your spirit, in your heart. Always have your mind on Christ. And the moment something happens, don't hesitate to pray. I seen a lady or somebody laying on the ground, I prayed. I seen a young lady laying on the ground, I was praying. Amen? Always be praying. And I'm driving down the street praying all the time. I'm laying on my bed praying. I'm looking at Facebook and I'm still praying. Sometimes Facebook will get you to pray.
Amen. Amen.
Amen. I say that in a good way because people are always asking for prayer.
Yes.
Amen. Now I'm going to tell you something. I have very few friends that put negative stuff on Facebook, and when they do, I usually delete it. And I hide the post. And the only reason I leave some of them on there, Stephanie, is so they can hear the gospel or see the gospel. But most of the people I have on my Facebook friends are Christians, and they're putting up positive things.
Right.
Or they're putting up prayer requests. So that does provoke me to pray.
Yeah.
It might be a short prayer. I might just say, oh Lord, touch them. I don't know what this unspoken request is, but move on this situation. Then I move on. But that's praying instantly. Amen? Always be ready. Distributing the necessity of the saints, given to hospitality. If you see someone in need, give. What did we preach about last week? Preached about giving to those that are in need.
Yep.
If you see someone in need, help them. Amen? Given to hospitality. Bless them which persecute. Now it's getting hard. All of this was the easy stuff. Now it's getting hard. It says, bless them which persecute you. Bless and curse not. Rejoice with them that rejoice, and weep with them that weep. Bless them that persecute you. That's the difficult part, is that I have to be nice to people who's not so nice. I got to show love to people that are not lovable. Amen. Jesus said to love your enemies, to do good to those who persecute you and despisably use you. to love them. Amen, to pray for them. And I know it's difficult sometimes when people take advantage of you, when they move in your house and won't pay the rent and take months to get them out.
I was thinking that.
I was too. Amen. It's difficult when people oppose you and do it intentionally. And you know they're intentionally opposing you. They know you know, I'm going to tell you something. Sometimes they look at us as a victor because they know we won't strike back. But what they don't realize is we got someone else fighting for us. David, they say, oh, David ain't going to do nothing. He's a Christian now. No, but he's got a God that'll do something.
Yes.
I read a story. I read a book by Fred Stone, Perry Stone's dad. And he said when they were little, he said, there was this one Hatfield fellow that they lived in Mingo County, which is like the roughest county in West Virginia. And they had a Hatfield guy that got saved. And they said he was the meanest man around. He would say nobody messed with him. They were all afraid of him. And I've known a couple Hatfields. You knew one. You knew a couple, didn't you? Jesse and his brother Ralph. I prayed for them and led Ralph to the Lord before he died. And they said that some of them boys was out there. He said a bunch of boys was out there practicing shooting, gun practice, and they accidentally shot the man's cat. And they were all afraid to go tell Mr. Hatfield because they knew Mr. Hatfield on past would just shoot him for shooting the cat. He would have killed him. And they reluctantly went up and told him, said, Mr. Hatfield said they didn't tell him they did it. They just said, we found your old cat. Somebody shot him over there. And he said, poor old boy. He said, take him up on the hill and bury him for me. They said, we knew old Hatfield got saved. Because in the past, he would have went crazy. He would have started looking for vengeance.
Yep.
And now he's just like, man, just give him a proper burial. See what God does? God changes Jimmy's. God changes Hatfields. God changes Carl's. God changes David's. Amen. And Mike's and Jack. I see such a major change in Jack's life.
And tomorrow I'm going to be 76 years old.
Happy birthday.
Hallelujah. I mean, man,
I've known Jack
I've
since
come a
90.
long way, brother.
Yes, you have.
long
I've known
way.
Jack since 91, I think. it is.
91, yes.
And Jack has changed so
Woo!
much the last 4 or 5 years. God
Man,
has done a work in his life.
Lord.
Amen. Amen. God's a good God.
All the times.
Amen. God's a good God. He says, rejoice with them that rejoice and weep with them that weep. Always be ready to bring comfort to them. It says, be of the same mind one toward another, and mind not high things. In other words, be humble, and condescend to men of low estate. In other words, to be at home with them, or to be comfortable with them. Can I say that again? To be comfortable with men of low estate. I'll be honest with you. I'm more comfortable with people of low estate than people that are, people that businessmen and, people that are high. That's one thing, over the years, you meet pastors that a lot of them are high and mighty. That's why I like so many of the people down at the theater or the studio. Those men are humble.
Yes.
The rabbi, man, this man knows so much. If you ever watched him, he just knows so much.
He was very good.
And when we comment on it, he's just so humble about it. I said, we don't have to worry about it today. I said, we got the rabbi here. We'll just defer it to him. He's like, come on, get out of here, And then he told me a few, like a month or two ago, I said, man, I love it when you're here because you give us such an insight on the Jewish perspective.